Good gravy. We're just going to jump right into it because I'm like 1,800 years late. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining me on February 27th. Can you believe we're at the last weekend of February? That is right. Sorry for the slight delay this morning. My computer decided it had other plans to reboot the entire system, and I had to wait for it to come back on. I go, of course. I go to hit live, and it's like, yeah, no, not today, Nikki. We're not doing this today. I'm like, okay, this is where we're at. It's going to be one of them Sundays. So what better way to join in on a Sunday than saying, this is the odds and ends show. So what are odds and ends? First, before we get into that, as you can see, I am late to the party, but we're going to just roll right into it. Say good morning to Jody over in YouTube land, and say good morning to Jessica over on Facebook. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, about 10 minutes late. So say good morning to the ladies. I hope you guys have everything you need. What I mean by saying it's odds and ends, it's all the things that maybe I haven't touched upon all year. Maybe, it really doesn't have necessarily a topic, or it's things that I've wanted to press. I have some things that I got from Condi that I'm going to press. We're also going to show you a quick DIY craft project in there. But first, grab your cup of coffee, say good morning to the ladies. Good morning to everybody over on YouTube. Good morning to everybody on Facebook. Good morning, good morning, good morning. As always, if you're over on the Facebook, the good old book of face, say good morning, make sure you like, share, subscribe, whatever that may be. Make sure you always get the notifications. How do you get the notifications on Facebook that I have gone live or anything that's important? Go up to the three dots in your notifications and select all notifications. This way you always know when I am live. If you're over on YouTube, that's where Sawgrass Ambassador Lori hangs out every single Sunday. Make sure you go see her and Jody over on the YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. I would love for anybody over on YouTube to at least like and subscribe my YouTube channel. That would be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to be doing a lot more short, quick tutorials that are going to go over there. Just quick how-tos. I've been putting all of my sasses over there for right now, but I believe I'm missing a few things, but that's okay. That's okay. So, let me say good morning to everybody on the Facebook. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My mom's listening. What does that say? And she says, doesn't this lady got a TV show? This lady does have a TV show. I'm going to be live from Vegas, baby. Hold on. I'm trying to get my comments to come across. Why isn't the comments coming across? Oh, there it is. Oh, there we can watch. Yes, this lady does have a TV show. It's right here every Sunday morning, bright and early, at least most Sunday mornings. Some mornings I don't come live. And usually I am very prompt at 10 o'clock, but today was just one of them days. So, say good morning to Mom for me, Tammy. Good morning to the tribe that's hanging over on the YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out on both locations. Sometimes there's a delay on one versus the other, so there's that. Let's get to it. First things up, I'm going to show you guys a DIY project. We're going to come right out of the gate with that. I'm going to show you, you guys love those wooden beads. Well, you guys have asked me how I change the color, and I go, well, I paint them. And they're like, what do you mean you paint them? Well, I'm going to show you. We're going to paint them, and I'm going to show you how to do the speckled look. I'm going to show you how just to do them very quick and easily, and we're going to keep going from there. All right, so let's get down to here. First things first, you're going to need for this tutorial, paper plates. You're going to need yourself, hold on, my back's to you, hopefully. Okay. You're going to need some acrylic paints and some wooden beads. Now, a little bit of paint goes a long way. You want to do this in stages because the paint is literally going to absorb into these little wooden balls very easily. What's the beautiful part about painting, getting these? You could create any color you want. It goes with any theme. And now you're not buying 18,000 different colored beads. Ask me how I know. So first things first, I want to give a nice white coating to my, make sure it's shaken. Shaken, not stirred. Okay. So, now, remember what I said. A little bit goes a long way because you want to do this in steps. So, really, no bigger than a dime size on your plate. I hope you're watching because this is going to be tragic. We're going to go for the speckled look, and we're going to keep going like this. Add a little paint if you have to. Remember, you want to do this in stages, so this is just fun. Okay, and as you roll it around, these will get all coated. Could you put them in a Ziploc baggie and do it this way? Yes, but I feel like people use a lot more paint than they absolutely need to. Okay, now I'm going to leave it at the speckled white. Now, we're going to add in some speckled blue, and then we're going to flip it over to a new plate. You'll see why in a second. Again, a little dabble do ya. Okay. If you notice, that's a lot less than what I did on the white. I mean, seriously. Are you with me so far? Okay. So, now that I have them off of here, because I don't want to add any more blue to it, not in that teal, I'm going to go one step further. And now I'm going to go, I know, we're going to go tricolor here, right? And I mean, this is even less. Okay? Even less than the teal, all right? Because I want some speckled blue in there now. Remember, no two will ever be alike. And there you go. And just like that, you now have custom speckled beads. A little goes a long way in your colors. You can keep going further and further, but the least amount of paint you add, the quicker these do dry. Now, what I tend to do too, and I'll show you, is I will sometimes put them on a wooden skewer. You might want to find a little bit thinner one. These ones had a hard time getting on here. But, again, they dry very quickly so that, like I said, you can pull them off. Now, could you hit them with a polyurethane spray? Absolutely. If you want to give them a really nice, like, quick coating, a set coating, if you will, you absolutely can. You can put them on the skewers and you're all set. But this is how I color my beads. So I will buy, if I want to have solid color, I'll sit and do a couple layers to make it a solid color. Because I can't always find what I'm looking for color-wise. And I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on beads. But I will spend a lot more money on plain wooden ones so I can make my own. Now, again, you'll see some of these will be absolutely different from each other, and that's what makes them beautiful. You string them along just like you would anything else. Like I said, I would give them a quick poly spray, put them on a skewer, quick, just once over poly spray so that it sets the acrylic. But these dry very, very fast. So there you go. I mean, I gotta tell you, right? Look at, they do look like robin's eggs. That's a good call. They absolutely do. But they're gorgeous. And you can have as much fun as you want with these. Quick, easy. You don't have to do huge amounts. You do them in small batches based on your particular theme. Just remember, you make sure you write your recipe card down as to the colors that you picked. So what I mean by that, if you want this particular, you're going to want to go in. So I use the Apple Barn. Or Apple Barrel. I'm sorry. These come from, I get these at Walmart, but I know you can get them at most craft stores. So I'll write down what white, 2 blue, and Bimmy blue? Whatever. Anyway, I will write their numbers down on the recipe card so that I remember which color blues, because I may like 87 different colored teals that I use for that particular one. So when I have to go make it for another client, I am already ready. So, and I may call that robin's eggs. I may call this whatever, theme I'm putting it with. This way I know that the recipe card is, and I don't forget, because I'm going to look at that and go, oh, I think that might be teal something or other, or not, and it really wasn't the right teal. So there you go. That was your quick, easy, very, very quick and easy project on how to add a little bit of color to those wooden beads. So there you go. And paper plates, well, there you go. And once the paper plates dry too, I mean, you probably could reuse them, especially for like this project, and then put your recipe card in. But honestly, they're a great throwaway. You can even get the mini paper plates as well. That's why I don't like using the plastic bags, because people tend to put too much paint in the plastic bag and they don't dry as quickly. And let's be honest, this was a little more fun. Okay. So there is your quick bead tutorial. All right, we have the heat press going. We are going to be doing a pennant from JDS Industries. Now, if you are not a member or are a client from JDS, you do have to have a tax ID number to be a part of their shop. But we are going to do a pennant today. Now, you can get pennants at Condi, but theirs does not have the black on it. They only have the white. So let's talk about pennants for a second. Now, pennants, I do have this large rectangle space right here. All right, in the large rectangle space, hold on, I feel like this is weird. Okay. Whoa, I didn't mean to turn that on. There we go. So you want to make sure when you're doing your design, see, like mine's going to be too big. I might want to go shrink that down a little bit and reprint it, because this is going to be hard to press, and you can see my letters. So I'm going to want to take this, and this is the point of this, is you really want to make sure where your last, if you're going to do wording, where your stopping point should be, right, for your wording. So for me, I think I might want to shrink my wording down to like maybe even 10 inches, so that my wording, because this is so big, fits within that space, and shrink it down a little bit. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to print that real quick, shrink it down so that this will fit. Now, can I make a template? Yes, I will make. I could possibly make a template for this, but everybody's template I'm finding is a rectangle. And I wanted to make sure that I got all of my stuff in here. So I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit. Give me a hot second. All right. Let's see. Hold, please. All right, so we said 10 inches for that. We are going to shrink this down just a touch, so it fits better. There we go. Now we're going to print it, and then we'll be off to the races. We'll be off to the races. I know you can barely hear me. going to be a little bit too big, so we're going to fix that because I would really want you guys to see what this looks like. Now, let's talk about these pennants for a second. You can use a pennant for baseball. You can use a pennant for football. You really can use pennants for anything outside of sports. And let me explain why. You can use it for babies' rooms. You can use it for graduations. You can use it for maybe 60th birthday parties, wherever it is. I mean, it's just a pennant. So you also get to decide how it's going to lay out. Meaning, do you want it to hang this way or do you want it to hang this way? Now, what do you tie to this? What you could tie to this is really just a wooden dowel if you want. And then this way you can stick it in. It makes great centerpieces for tables. But again, you can get these at JDS with the black, or you can get them at Condi if you want the white. So while that's printing out for a hot second, that's okay, Em. It's no biggie deal. I'm still here. We are going to talk about two other items. We are going to be pressing this wine tumbler that I got from Condi, and we're also going to be doing the face mask. So we're going to talk about the face masks, where you can use them, how you can, show them off. So while that's printing, we're going to do the face mask first, get that out of the way. So let's talk about those face masks. They could be great for a new mom, tired mom eyes. They can be great for sleepovers, for kiddos. They can be for bridal showers, bridal parties, whatever the case may be. You really can just use it for anything. It's all in how you market it, right? Add a pair of comfy, cozy socks with them, and you are good. All right, so now Condis have the white edge, so we're going to be able to sub the whole thing. All right. I was excited to see the white edge so I could see how it presses. I've only ever done the ones with the black edge on them. Never done ones with the white edge. So this will be fun. Now, because I don't want this to get in the way of anything, I will actually tape this down. Okay, so that's taped. Get my transfer. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so that's ready to go for when we do that. Now, we want to put butcher paper down on our heat press over here. I'm going to move myself in 1 second. So you want to put that down on your heat press. And most people want to know why. You've got people who will tell you, hey, you don't have to use butcher paper. Our paper doesn't do X, Y, and Z. Here's the problem I'm going to tell you. There's always room for error. So I would like to side on the side of caution and have butcher paper on the bottom. We will put butcher paper on the top as I'm talking this through, right? You hear me? You put butcher paper on the top because it could be off-gassing. We just like to protect our investments. And this way there's no repeat projects later on. The time and temp that I have for this is $3.95 for 65 right at the moment because that's where it's just set. It's where I want to know my press. So there's that. We're also going to be, like I said, going to be doing this wine tumbler right here, this one, and I'm going to do it in my tumbler press that I have. Now, here's going to be some of the challenges we're going to talk about. It's tapered in. It has the butt. You guys remember me talking about the butt. We call this the butt of the, because it sticks out like a butt, right? So that's the butt of the cup. So we're only going to be doing here, I'm going to do a faded design. We're going to put this in the tumbler press because, well, I've been having much success with my tumbler press. So I'm going to avoid the convection oven and we're going to put it into there. So we're going to get our design ready and see how well I can muck this up. Right? It's power in words. Power of words. One of my members said that to me. It's all in the power of words, Nikki. You're right. It's absolutely in the power of words. And I am destined to muck this up. So, in the power of words category, I got this. Okay. Get this out of my way. Where did you get your tumbler press? I got mine from Heat Press Nation. I absolutely love my one from Heat Press Nation. It has the dual. I will show you that in a second. The reason being is because I can use it for a mug press and I can use it for a tumbler press. I got the attachment for it. This is actually my second one from Heat Press Nation. I will never go back to another one. I like the fact that I can switch it out to fit other things because I don't need 400 heat presses in my house. So, ooh, girly, this is purty. This is purty. So this says, these are my hangover eyes. Okay, these are my hangover eyes. And if you want me to create more designs for these, I would love to. I just wasn't sure if you guys would want something. They have a nice memory foam kind of feel to it. They do have a hole in here. It's called a satchel where you can add lavender if you want. You could add a cool pack if you wanted to in there, especially if you've got migraine eyes. If you've ever had migraine eyes, you know what that is. But you could put a cooling pack in there. So here we go. Here we go. You guys love when I try on stuff anyway. You know, I may start sporting the eyes things. So there you go. It is uber cute. It's super soft on the face. It does not, like, the straps don't bother me. So I do like these. I do like how they stretch, have the super stretch, uber soft against the skin. Again, you could use these for migraine eyes, put a little cold pack in there. You can use them for really whatever. Put some lavender in there that can help you fall asleep. Any essential oils, that kind of stuff. So there you go. This is what it looks like, these. And this actually designed what is in my shop. So that I already have. There we go. I love your shirt. Where did you get this? Oh, I don't mind peeping the shirt. Thank you for answering that, Jess. So this shirt, it was actually designed by one of my graphics designers. So her name is Shelly Rogers, and her daughter owns a bleach t-shirt company, and they just opened up their brick and mortar. It's called Meraki Made, and they help sport my dragon. It says I'm dragging ass today, and I'm telling you, I seriously am. You just don't realize it. So here you go. Yep, absolute uber. This is total sub. She bleaches her own shirts, so she bleached this for me. I have one also that says Sassy Summer on it, but yes, this came from her. Love, 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 love. All right, let's get to that pennant. I don't mind sharing where I get my work swag from, because you know what, I have some pretty amazing people that swag me out with clothing, and one of them is my other graphics designer, Tori. She owns Southern Traditions Boutique, so you'll see my earrings most times are from her, my shirts are most times from her, especially if they have my monogram on it, because she's trying to get me into the whole Southern monogram thing. I'm from the North, we don't do that here, so we're getting there. Anywho, now that you've earned some fun facts about me, you're going to learn more today, too. All right, so here we go. Let me flip this over. So here's the one thing. I want to give this a quick pre-press, and the reason I want, because there's this crease in it, so I want to give it a quick pre-press. So this right here is about 7.5 inches. I went a little bit bigger so that I can make sure that it all fits, and make sure my wording, because you can see right through it. That's the beautiful part about using felt, is that you can see right through it, so you can make sure your wording is correct and that you're lined up straight. Bonus. So let's go put this on the heat press. Let's give it a quick heat press, just because I want to settle down my felt. Perfect. Okay. Now that I've settled down the felt. Now, yes, can you lint roll this? Absolutely, you can lint roll it. I've pre-lint rolled it, because I don't pre-press. I pre-press after I've lint rolled it. Why? Because, well, you're now going to heat the fibers onto your stuff. So you really want to lint roll, then pre-press, which that happened prior to. So we are going to line her up to the best of our abilities. Okay, I'm in rare form. So we are going to put this here. All right, now I want to make sure that this is where I want it to be. I think it's going to come out pretty cool. Then I'm going to come down here, and there we go. Now I'm going to go get my butcher paper. I am going to reuse my top paper, because I really just don't care. My top paper is going to be reused, and I'll put a new paper on. Okay. Now that I've got it on there, we're going to add a piece of butcher paper. Some people will reuse their butcher paper. Some people will not. That's a little bit too tight. They're like, Nikki, you just closed that. Yeah, I know. I'm very well aware. Aren't you worried about off-gassing? No, I'm good. So, let's talk about this. This is what off-gassing is. I understand there's people who say that they don't get off-gassing, that there isn't a problem, you shouldn't need to use butcher paper. Again, I'll state, unless your bleed's not bigger than your product, you will have off-gassing. That's how sublimation works. You inevitably are always going to have some sort of off-gassing. It happens on everything that's made with sublimation. So it's got to go somewhere. There you go. We're going to pull out the tumbler press. Oh, here we go. Let's get this all set up. Move things out of the way. Okay, let's put this over here. So, you're going to have a hard time seeing my tumbler press just because, well, it's a close quarters around here. Alright. One nice thing, see, I just want you to know there's a such thing as off-gassing. That's a real thing. Okay. Okay, that was satisfying. The shh off there. Okay, that was really satisfying. Here we go. That's what it looks like. I think it came out great. Now you're going to ask me, Nikki, where'd you get that design? I made this design. It happens to be one of my Tumbler designs that I just stretched to make it fit this space. And there you go. You have a great school banner, if you will. The colors are amazing. This is why I love subbing on felt, especially for practice, because the colors are truly amazing. I mean, look at that blue. Look at the blue. Right? Peep the blue. Yes, same. I do love how quickly this does heat up. Now, first things first, okay? We want to make sure that this thing is going to fit where I need it to. And I'm going to show you something I learned a long time ago. And yes, we're going to have to rotate this. Okay, so when doing a tumbler, especially one of these wine tumblers, how I explained it to everybody, especially when I was doing my mug press, right, is, and I didn't want to change this out. I wanted to use this one per se, all right? You want the butt to hang out, okay? You want to stick your butt out, all right? So stick your butt out, right? Now what you want to do is, because I have these dual knobs, you want to make sure that first you can close it on the one. Whoops, sorry, I got this all sorts of crooked. Now, I've done this with my regular tumbler press, or my regular mug press. These are going to be way out there, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Give me a sec. Now, they do have tapered ones, but some people don't want to buy the tapered ones. Okay. Still not there. Oh, this is going to be this is a big one. Might have to break out the other one. Oh, almost there. You're like, Nikki. I'm like, I know! Okay. So, let's make sure these guys are tight. That would be helpful. I'm going to really go all the way with this. Okay. So, when this is in here, this is a nice tight fit. I'm pretty proud of that, actually. So, what I want to do is now close in this guy. Okay, why am I closing in this guy, you're asking? Well, the thing is you want to create, and you'll see it as it's closed. Here, I'll take this out. You see how this is a wedged? It's going to be hard to see with the camera in the way. This is wider here and narrower here. You're creating that tapered look. So I'm going to get this in here. We don't want it so tight that you end up bending your mug. Okay. Now you're going to end up rotating this. That's just how the nature of the beast is going to go. It's tight in here the way I want it to be. And I've got it because I can see. I think we're good. All right. Here goes nothing, right? So I have never done it in with my tumbler attachment. I have done it with my coffee one, and it's always come out really nice. So we're going to try this tumbler attachment with the bigger one because this is a larger tumbler. So I'm going to do it to 356 for 40 seconds, and we're going to rotate it around. While that's heating up, it heats up really nice and quick. We are going to take my design and let's make sure it fits. Let's hope it fits. If not, we're still going with it. We're still going to go with it either way today, okay? That's where we're at today. I'm not sure why this is not fitting. Huh, interesting. And when you use the template that they send you, isn't that interesting? This is the template that they sent. Houston, we have a problem. That's odd. So odd. So very odd. Especially when this is the template they send you. Right? Like, is that just me? Oh, you are a dumbass. You're a dumbass. Hold, please. Never mind, Nikki is completely a dumbass. Oh, good gravy. Good gravy. Good gravy. I know what I did, and we're gonna do it. There we go. You are silly beyond all good reason. Oh, it's gonna be one of them days. I can tell. Mm-hmm. Oh, good Lord. At least I'm not the only one. All right, let's see if that works. And let's. Yep, that's right. Why didn't that work? Hmm. Oh. Hold, please. I apologize. But sometimes, myself, I have issues. There we go. Let's take my name off of it because it's wrong. Goodness gracious me. Okay. Save. Print. Good Lord. because here's what happens. So when the thing came in, when I imported this design, let's talk about this for a second. So when I imported it, it's imported upside down, actually. So I had to go in and flip it because that's how it fits. So when I brought the design in, I created my smart object. It literally looks like it warps this way. It's backwards. So that's why I'm like, why isn't this fitting until I flipped it over? So here's your aha moment for me to help you. So I'm sorry for the delay and if you're annoyed. But if I wanted this to fit, it has to be brought in correctly. So here I am, I'm creating all my design for it, thinking I've got this thing spot on, to only realize the whole thing is upside down because how the template imported in from the vendor. So there you go. I thought bigger wine tumblers were not. They are, actually, slightly tapered. They are slightly tapered. So, I could tell that because you just watched me do it. So, now that we know this, that when you import that design in, or that template in from the vendor, it's upside down. Make sure that you go in and you flip it so that you can do it. So I now made a template for it so that it will work the way it's supposed to. The more you know. All right, so let's try this again. Now this is all heated up. We're going to... Now, I am going to put a little bit more tape on it than I normally do. I use this tape. It's the yellow tape. I get it from Driven by Graphics. It's, and I use the yellow tape for a reason because it's a lot more pliable than my other tape that I get from Johnson Plastics. So, we're going to just tape, pull and tape. And what I mean by that, I'm taking my thumb, and I'm taking this thumb, and I'm pushing them together so I can make sure that this overlaps the way I want it to. All right, so there's that. Now you can run tape all the way around. We're gonna not do it and see what happens. But you can run a nice bead of tape because it is nice and pliable all the way. You know what? I'm going to. We're just gonna do it. We're here for it. You hung in while I had to go print things, so why not, right? So I take this because I can literally stretch this, and it's so much more pliable than your traditional tape. And then I just, there we go. All right. So now that I have it nice and snug here, this I'm not worried about. We're gonna see because my design fades down into this. All right. Here goes nothing, right? We're going to put this in. We're going to rotate it around. So here goes nothing, right? I have no idea. I'm just going to tell you. I'm the queen of Tumbler mess ups in this world. We're going to see how this works. So I'm doing it at 40 seconds. I'm going to rotate it around for another 30 to 35 seconds for the other side. You're here for it. Thanks for joining me on this journey that I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. So here you go. I've done these tumblers in my coffee one. I've never done it in this particular one. And it's been a long time since I've done tumblers of like this kind in my press. So, okay, now you're going to just turn it upside down. You know where your seam is. And we're going to press it again. Now I'm going to get those little handy dandy gloves that everybody knows I should have on. These are called heat gloves in some parts of the world. I like to keep my fingerprints. Team 40. You're right, Team 40. Hashtag Team 40. Whoop, 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 whoop. I need to wake up 8 holes. 8 holes. Oh, these? I only use 4 of them though, because that's all it comes with. Right, but there are 4 holes. Because actually what you could do is you could take these screws, somebody was asking, and move them over. So I could have moved these over to the end parts, or I could have done them at the... Okay. We're going to do this together. You can see the steam, right? Woohoo. We're here for this, though. Do you know how... Okay, let's just take a hot second while I'm doing this. I'm always nervous to show you guys my tumblers because I mess things up really easily. But then you get yourself a win. Oh, thank you for giving me the win today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, peep the seam. Peep the seam. It is almost perfect. If I had lined it up a little bit better, it would have... Peep the seam. Peep the seam. I need the love-ins right now because I have refused to do another Tumbler live because I have failed so horribly. So you guys are witnessing me doing this live, being absolutely terrified to do this because I always mess them up. I mean, even my top is spot on. I mean, seriously, peep the colors. Peep the colors. Here, we're going to go to this camera over here. I mean, look at that. Now, what you can do if you want to get a little bougie, and I'm going to try it. I want to put a design down here on this part. And the reason being is Condi shows on their website, it looks like their Aurora Borealis up here, and it looks like there's forest here. I'm like, oh, we need to do that. I need to do that. So we're going to put, oh, you know what? I've got some design left. Let's just do it. Let's just. No, I don't. Because this one has my name on it. It's going to say, so what you're going to want to do, essentially, is take that design again, and you're going to have to come up with something that you could put it down here. But, oh, the possibilities. So that you avoid the but, right? But, Amy, this makes my heart happy in more ways than you could possibly ever know in a lifetime. So there you go. There you go. I did it. Look, Mom, I did it. Okay. Sorry. You have no idea how frustrating it is to be in my position and teach all this stuff and constantly mess up something. It gets so frustrating, and it's so you're not alone in that aspect because you guys see me do this, and yes, you guys have seen me make some pretty doozy mistakes, but that's probably the one that I've avoided doing, and because I've struggled so badly with them, and I want to fix this, hold on, there we go. I've struggled so badly with them, and I'll show you another one that I had done. This is one that I had done for a client, and it came out perfect. It came out absolutely perfect. So once you find something you love, once you find something that you that works for you, for me, it was the Tumbler Plus. And Jess and I had this whole conversation. So Jess loves her tumbler press because she has issues with her fingers sometimes. So getting the shrink wrap off of them can be really hard for her. So cue her mug press or her tumbler press, and it was just so much easier for her. Anybody with arthritis, if you have arthritis, I would be completely honest with you and say, go with a tumbler press because it's worth the money, so you don't have to worry about that. You also don't have to use a ton of shrink wrap and hurry up and get it off while it's hot. You only have to use minimal amount of tape. So that's why. And you know, like I said, you guys have watched me struggle a lot when it comes to this. So, yay me! Yeah, I have definitely come a long way on the whole tumbler thing, and the tumbler press is definitely something that has been my struggle. All right, so now I want to get to the part of this journey. So here we go. I want to show you a package that Kevin and I received. For those who have no idea, Kevin and I are moving in less than 15 months down to Florida. We live in beautiful cold weather New York. Yay! Right? Well, we're headed to Florida in about 15 months where I'm going to open up my own brick and mortar, and Kevin and I will be empty nesters all at the same time. Like, that's a lot to handle. Well, anyway, my husband is a veteran, and we're going through a VA own or a VA run mortgage company, right? I got to show you the package that they sent me, and I have to give you all the feels. This is a feels warning. I want you to know, because when I read this to you, if I get choked up, it's absolutely just all genuine, of course, because that's just who I am. But this will be the first home my husband's ever owned. So I've owned my own home with my ex-husband. This will be Kevin's first home. We rent where we are right now because we had planned on moving 9 years ago. We just have never left. So here we go. Here's what they sent us. I need to read you the whole packaging. And if you're looking for some inspiration when it comes to maybe mortgage loan lenders or maybe real estate agents, this would be a great idea. Okay? I have to tell you. So again, all the feels warning right here. We're going to put it over. Here we go. Homebuyer Tactical Kit. I mean, of course, it's all going to be military themed, right? Because that's just how this is. So when you get it, it says, open in case of home buying. When you open up this, and I'm going to read you the stuff, all right? You get stuff on your lender. They send you socks. They tell you, it says, you defended the American dream, now live it. More veterans buy and choose from us, our VA lender, in the country last year. They give you some information. But let me tell you about these socks. So not only do they get you the home field manual that has a lot of things in it, let me read you this. Let's kick this thing off. You're off on the right foot, and we're with you every step of the way. Talk about marketing. We're giving you these socks so we can knock them off. Sincerely, your Veterans United Loan Team. These socks do more than keep your toes warm. Socks are one of the most requested items for homeless shelters. Because one homeless vet is too many, we've partnered with Bombas to provide 10,000 pairs of warm, durable socks to homeless shelters every year. Okay, it gets better if you didn't think it could. Like, these are totally all in my feels. All completely in my feels. Plant your flag. As you can see, I ripped this off. Consider this your first home improvement project. When you anchor this flagpole bracket to your new home, you've staked your claim. This is a piece of the American dream. They legit sent you a flagpole holder. Like, how cool is that? Especially for those who have never owned their first home. I mean, how cool would that be to somehow make some sort of packaging idea like this? Or something thereabouts. Kitschy play on words. I love the whole sock idea. Especially you could gear it towards your client if you know your client is husband and wife, wife, husband, maybe family. You might want to have a bunch of family socks in there. But I love the whole flagpole idea because you're staking your claim to the American dream. I mean, how precious is this box? Seriously. Like, holy marketing. I'm not going to tell you that I did not get choked up when I read this because it is a beautiful thing. How many of us, and I know I push the real estate thing a lot, and that's just because my kids' grandparents own a real estate school here in upstate New York, and it's one of the only ones. So, it was always in our family that I knew about real estate agents, how important it is, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I push that because it's kind of an untapped market. But if you're looking for a great packaging PR type of idea, I don't know what to tell you, but the sock thing and the flagpole bracket was a total win for them, and it made my day completely yesterday. So that's a great marketing idea for those who want to maybe borrow the idea. We don't steal around here. We borrow and we change it up for ourselves, which also leads me to my next point. I just want to give you all a heads up in case you have not realized Etsy has upped their fees. Make sure you do your own cost analysis. Don't go and hate the company because they're doing what they need to do. But you know what? It's called the cost of doing business, and that's just how it goes. But I want to give you guys, here is your buyer beware warning. There is a girl, I cannot remember her full name, so I will not disclose that. But if you go into the Etsy sellers, or no, if you go into Trademark Watchdogs, there's a girl who is shutting down a lot of shops right now in Etsy. So here's your buyer beware, that I don't normally do, but it's so ridiculous of what she's having shut down. Here you go. So she is doing, but did you die? D-I-Y, or D-Y-E, and it's as in dying your egg, you know, for Easter eggs. Mom Hood Life was another one. So she is literally going through Etsy shops and shutting them down. Why am I telling you this? As a buyer beware of making these posts or even selling stuff with that product name on it, because Etsy will now put your account in account reserve for at least 45 to 75 days. What does that mean for you as the seller? It means they're going to put a reserve on your account. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't have copyrighted in your shop, because they are literally going after you, and now they're going to hold your money until it's proven otherwise that you are allowed to have that. It is your property. Whatever the case may be, just a buyer beware on that. They are putting a lot of shops in reserve mode for 45 days, which means they are keeping 75% of your money for 45 days, and then they will give it to you, but they're going to hold it just in case there's a huge backlash. They want to be able to have those fees to cover you as the seller if somebody wants a refund, whatever the case may be. That's what the reserve is used for. It's complete BS. I'm not going to lie to you. I truly feel that way too. But I just want you to be warned. If you have that particular saying and you have, or those particular sayings in your shop, I would immediately take them down, because she is going after every single Etsy shop, and she is going after them hot and heavy. She claims to own the trademark on it and the copyright. FYI, she does not, and they are going after her, but the problem is Etsy doesn't realize that. So Etsy, in sense, is going to believe her over you until otherwise proven. And there's claims all on it. So there's my buyer beware tip that I wanted to let you know. Normally I don't do that on the Sass, but this is affecting so many shops, and that's why I want you to know this is the problem when you do copyrighted stuff. Listen, I love me a good Disney thing. I love me all of that stuff. I'm not going to tell you that I don't. Okay, I love them. But the thing is you won't see them in my Etsy shop. You just won't, because Etsy will hold you hostage, and that's not fair to you either. So there's your little buyer beware. If you want to know all about that, you can join the Trademark Watchdogs group. You can find out all the information on it. It's a great place to learn about trademark, and and copyright and all that, and what's people are going after. That's a good group to join if you're looking to join a group. There. Okay. Yes, military families. Yes, Beverly, that is true. Military families do understand the tiers as to why. From what I understand, Friday, Facebook has started shutting down groups with images that are copyrighted, and yes, that is true. So Sawgrass Ambassador Lori just made a comment too and pertain to that. Facebook has also started to go after groups. It doesn't matter if they're public or even if they're private. They are going after groups that have copyright infringement, and that's their thing. That's their jam. So there you go. Just these are just buyer bewares. These are seller bewares. Just to keep your, if this is your livelihood, I'm just looking out for you. So there you go. Etsy is not your friend, just saying. I never said they were. There you go. So let's get to that rewind. If you've got any questions, please write them in the comments, and we will go from there. You have Jody over on the YouTube. You have Jess over on Facebook. They've been answering your questions and posting links. As a reminder, if you would like to be a part of the JDS Industries, if you want to buy from them, there's the words I was looking for, you have to make sure you have a tax ID number. Let's talk about the products that I used in this video. All right, here are the products that I used in this video today. We used the wine tumbler and eye mask from Condi, dyetrans.com. The pennant came from JDS, so jdsindustries.com. The designs were myself. Thank you guys for fumbling through all of that with me. The settings I used on my big press was $3.95 for 65. On my mug press, then when you saw me do the tumbler, I did $3.56 for 40, and then I rotated it, and then I did it again for another 40 seconds. So those were the times and temps for that. Yep, need to switch to a .com, absolutely. So there you go. Those are the things right there. This is the part where I'm going to tell you it is all about the recap. We're going to talk about the things we talked about. These were the odds and ends. I like doing odds and ends because they really don't necessarily have a theme or idea per se of where they go. So we talked about the eye mask from Condi, so dyetrans.com. You can use these for a wide variety of different things, whether it's sleepovers, you can use it for bridal showers, bridal gifts, just cause, whatever the case may be. This is really super soft. It's got kind of almost like a memory foam feel to it. It fit my big head. So there you go. It's super, super comfy. It does have a satchel, what they call a satchel spot in the back. What is that good for? That's for putting a cold pack in there, especially if you have what I call migraine eyes. It's also great for putting essential oils and for putting, you want to make sure your essential oils are on a pad of some sort because it will leak through and it could leave an oil spot, just FYI. But you could put fresh lavender in there as well. We talked about the pennant from JDS. Now, Condi does have the pennant too, but theirs has a white edge. JDS's has the black edge. I like the black edge. I think it just gives it a nice finished look. Yes, you could use the white, but I like the black. So there you go. This came from JDS. Make sure that you lint roll it first, and then you pre-press it because it will come folded. So you want to get that crease out. It's subbed absolutely beautiful. If you're looking for what size this is approximately 7.5 inches wide and it goes 18 inches long. So there you go for that. For those who are wondering what size for paper and press, that is that. Next up, you saw me literally lose my mind because I nailed it. That's right, I nailed it. I nailed doing this. This was definitely a struggle, not because I can't press something. It's just I had the template upside down. It came in upside down, so I let you guys know about that. Flip that around. What I did was I did a faded look from the top to the bottom so that this wouldn't have a sharp, crisp line on what I call the butt, right? So you can sub all over the whole thing if you can figure that out. I pass that information along without it being crinkly. But you can put something right here, and that may be cool as well. But hey, I nailed it in my tumbler press. My tumbler press is from Heat Press Nation. I bought the insert. The tumbler insert was $99. You can pick up the tumbler press that I have for about, I think it's like $375, and it comes with the 15-ounce insert for that. So there you go. I do my tumblers in it. Now I do wine tumblers in it too, and I showed you how to stick the butt end out of your mug press and then press this. I mean, it came out gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it pressed beautifully. I did this at $3.56 for 40, rotated it for another 40 seconds, and it was spot on. I'm in love. Okay, so, and then lastly, we talked about how to create our own wooden bead colors. Like this was probably, this is a fun arts and crafts project. Remember, a little bit goes a long way. For a white base, I did 2 coats. I did a little bit, rolled it around a little bit. It's called kind of like a dry brush kind of thing by doing it this way. It allows the wood beads to absorb the paint. I only used acrylic paint. I did a teal. Again, a little bit goes a long way. I did this all the way around. I flipped it to a new plate because I didn't want, because here's the original plate. I didn't want all that teal that still might have been wet to be on there. I only wanted it to be a little bit. I added in some darker blue. Again, a little tiny bit goes a long way to add some more speckled egg look. Remember, no 2 beads are going to be the same, but you can create some pretty amazing looking colored beads. And I only use the natural wood ones. and I saved myself some money. So there we go. Totally fun project. Paper plates are pretty inexpensive. Could you wash the plate? Yes, you could totally wash down the plate. If you get a plastic plate, you could get plastic plates and do the same thing because then they're washable and reusable. So there you go. It's super fun. So there you go. Those were the things that we did today. We also talked about a great PR package that I got from our loan company for our great move to Florida. You'll hear more about it over the next 15 months. I am for sure about it as you watch and learn all about the process of moving your small business from one location to the next and everything that you're going to have to prep in between. This is going to be a monumental task for me to be able to move Big Mama and get all of the stuff moved in my shop, also with moving our house. I don't know what I was thinking. Lastly, I want to show you something that I made last night. As you guys know, I have Big Mama. Big Mama is my Roland. My Roland is a 30-inch Roland. It's technically 6.5 feet wide, but it only prints 30 inches. So I have been working on and perfecting, because I have to dial in all the stuff, on printing on faux leather. That's right, I can print on faux leather, and then I could create, wait for it, Lori, cute, adorable things like this. That's right. I printed on faux leather, and I'm going to be selling it at the sassysubber.com, where you can then buy your sheets of faux leather. These are actually going to be headed to Sawgrass Ambassador Lori, so that you can make wallets and bags and bows and so much more, earrings, if you will. Just go in and you cut it. You just want to probably use a little bit more force, just because for me, I had to with my GCC that I have. But yes, peep the bow. Peep the bow. And then here is what that vinyl looks like. Let me get it up nice and close. The sun is killer today. Hold on. Let me see if I can see that. Let me switch cameras, because it is, there's a window over there. So this is what it looks like. And this is the bow. I'll flip this around so you can see the bow better. There you go. That's what the bow looks like. Isn't it cute, adorable? So there you go. Yup. What's the name of the group she just talked about? The Watchdog group, Evelyn, is the trademark Watchdogs group. That's the group I just talked about. You might want to join. So you can find them on Facebook. You are so welcome. Did Nikki say where the best place to find the plaid beads? Actually, I got them on Amazon. These ones happen to be I think these are the 20 mil. You can also get oh no, these might be 16. You want to go either 16 or 20. You don't want to go any lower than 16. They'll become too small. So if you have these ones, that would be the ones that I would get. I think these are the 16. But I get them on Amazon. I get them in a big bag on Amazon. And you just want the natural wood beads is the ones that you're looking for. Whoa. FYI, Condi calls the mask a sleep mask. Yes, they do, and it's SM27. That is a sleep mask, absolutely. Let's see. Any further questions? Thank you for joining Jess and Jody and myself this morning over on Facebook and on YouTube. As always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Keep your head up. Just remember, life does get tough, but that doesn't mean we can't make it to Friday every single week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Guess what? March is almost here. I'm sorry to tell you that. March is what, Tuesday? No, Wednesday. Nope, Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. My name is Nikki Adamkowitz, and I'm the Sassy Subber, and you can join my Facebook group, the Sassy Subber, and find lots more tutorials over on my YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. If you want kindness in your heart, that's the bestest group in the world to be a part of. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys all later on the flip side. Have a great weekend, everyone.